required to know before we go. This guy here wants to make sure he's certified, he's got everything in order before he actually takes the leap, okay? And the bad thing about that is this: you will never grow if you have to know. You will never grow if you have to have every step lined out in front of you before you take the first step, okay? You will actually talk yourself out of achieving. So for example, I say, you know what, my business, we want to get into healthcare, and then you'll start talking yourself out of it. Well, I don't know how to do that. I've never done that before. If you're around the wrong people, they'll talk you out of it. They'll say, you don't know how to do that. You've never done that before. So you've got to suspend the requirement to know how. Get to the how, don't let that matter to you anymore. You want to fail forward. Again, we already talked about the fact you're going to fail. You just want to make sure that you learn from all the failures that you're failing forward. You want to focus on the why and not the how. Now, we could do a whole section on developing what your why is. Why is this important? Why do you want to have this company? Why do you want to go into the healthcare arena? Okay? But that is where the focus should be as opposed to how. A good example of that is this. This is the Model T, the first car that Henry Ford invented. Okay? Now, when he invented this, he had no driver's license. He did not know how to drive. There wasn't even a test at the time on how to drive. But that didn't stop him from inventing it. There were no highway systems. He could have sat there and said, well, how are we going to get these things to move from place to place? There was none that was even in place. There was no network of gas stations and not even charging stations. But if he had sat back and said, until I start inventing a car, let's work all these other logistics out, it would have never got invented. Most things will happen as you start to move. So he didn't let that hold you back. Don't let what you don't know hold you back. That's part of what we have in this room with this BJC 101. You're getting the information. You've got the mentors. You got the people to help you. But start. Don't wait till you get don't wait till you complete all the BJC 101 and then say, okay, now I'm ready to start. Start as you go. You start as you learn as you go. Mistake number 4, and this one's kind of subtle, because everybody always puts on the appearance that, I'm great, I know what I'm doing, I deserve this. But most people internally really question, are they worthy of the goal that they set? And to get rid of this one, you've got to flip the script. Is the goal worthy of you? Think about it. Again, as a child, you probably had the most confidence you'd ever have. As you've gotten older, you got beat up in different arenas, and that didn't work, you had this failure, this setback. You start to think, well, maybe this is just what my plight is. Maybe this is a limit to what I can do. Maybe I can't, I'm doing my best. But really start to look and say, what is the goal that's worthy of me? And to know the goal that's worthy of you, you really have to know who you are. So these are the things I want you to remember. You were created by the Creator to be successful, okay? You weren't created to be lesser. You weren't created so you would have a miserable life. You were created to be successful. Abundance is your birthright, okay? They say in the Bible that God wants you to have life and that more abundantly. He did not want you to live in lack. So that was not your whole purpose. So if you're looking at living in your purpose and what you're worthy of, you got to remember these things. You also have to develop this attitude. You're never arrogant, but you are always aware of the greatness that's inside of you, okay? I don't want you to be arrogant, but know that you have something inside you that's great, okay? Now, we talked about, in the beginning, the memory of failure and the memory of maybe not being successful holding you back. So in order to get over this one, we really have to start to, every morning, Marvin mentioned getting a text about I'm hunting. But every morning, just kind of go through your mind just positive thoughts, things that let you know what you're worthy of. So indulge me one more time with repetition, but I'm going to say it and you say it. I was created for success.
I was created for success.
Do you all sound like you all were created? You all were created for slaughter. No. Let's hear it one more time. I was created for success. Okay, great. Abundance is my birthright.
Abundance is my birthright.
There we go. Now this is going to be a long one, so we'll see who's paying attention. I am never arrogant, but I'm always aware of the greatest. We also see who's not compliant. As I point, you all will say this. I am never arrogant, but I'm always aware of the greatness inside of me.
I am never arrogant, but I'm always aware of the greatness inside of me.
Right. And every morning, if you have to put it up somewhere, you got to just, whatever, it may not be this, it may be something else that motivates you, but make sure you start your day off with a positive mindset about what you're capable of doing and that you are worthy of probably more than what your goals are. And the sooner you get the awareness of that, the sooner that stuff, those types of things will start to be attracted to you. The last mistake, we think the purpose of the goal is to get the goal. That sounds kind of, let me explain that one. The purpose of the goal is not to get the goal. Now, this is an example. This is a 2016 BMW 750. This is the Christmas season, so if you all are looking at what you can get off of, you all want to collectively pitch in, or if Cozy would like to write a check. This would be something you would get me. But I don't want you to get it for me because I want this to be a goal. Okay, so don't get it for me. I'll get it, thank you. Okay, okay, that's the goal. But if that is the goal, and I make getting that the goal, I'm going to ultimately fail. Let me tell you how that would look. I don't know how much I would need to put down in that car, but let's say I go out and I do some speaking engagements and I grind and I do this and I do that. And I get enough money to get the car. So I run down the plaza, put the money down, they give me the keys, I drive off. I've reached my goal. I'm happy, I've got this car. But have I really achieved what I was trying to do? Probably not, because what happens when 30 days later, I get, or the CB before 30 days, sales tax comes up. Oh, wait a minute. I grinded to get it, but I'm really not, this is not how I normally work. Now I got to grind just to get the sales tax. Then I'm sitting up and I get a bill in the mail for a car note. Now I got to figure out how to do that because I really didn't achieve my goal. I got the car, but the goal now becomes a curse. Now I'm in Jiffy Lube getting an oil change on a 2016 BMW when I'm supposed to be at the dealer, right? Now I'm at AutoZone trying to get an air filter for a 2016 BMW when I should be at the dealer. Why? Because I achieved the goal, but I did not become the person that can have that, okay? So let me show you how it should look. The purpose of the goal is to cause you to grow, okay, to grow, okay? So the goal was out there to get the car, but what really I should have been thinking about is how to become the person that has that goal without any problems. That they just naturally walk out into their driveway is that 2016 750. They can take it to the dealer. They can, you know, they're not putting the dollars worth of gas in at the gas station. They have everything they do. It's just a matter of fact, it's just another car to them, okay? Your goal should cause you to grow and become aware of your potential. So again, I should be aware based off of the goal that now that I've reached this level, that car is just one thing. There's other things. Now I might move into a different neighborhood. Now I might be able to do other things that I couldn't do based off the fact that, not that I got the goal, but I became the person that has the stuff that was the goal. Now in conclusion, I've given you 5 things to avoid to be successful in your goal setting. Okay, and let me tell you, it's a daunting, hard task to actually reach your goals. And it's going to require you to really go outside your comfort zone. A lot of this was talking about getting outside your comfort zone, stretching yourself. So you got to meet people that you have not met before. You got to do things you haven't done before. You got to fail like you've never failed or ever thought you could fail. See, if I'm scared of failure, I won't try different things. So you got to embrace the fact that I'm going to do something this year so big that I might fail the first time. But I'm going to learn from that. I'm going to do better the next time. You're going to have to fail in ways you never thought you would fail before. Not just what you do, but how you do it. But the beauty that we have in the system that we've set up here, and I really like to call it a community that we've set up here, is that you have the capacity building warehouse. You're not one person trying to achieve these goals. You've got a whole community that's helping to achieve those goals. So if you're a member of the capacity building warehouse, stand up. Nobody. No. Okay. Okay, that's great. So we got to stay standing. We got the capacity building warehouse firms. If you're a member of the toolbox, stand up. So we got a community of people in the warehouse and people in the toolbox. If you're a member of the ACW or the ACW staff, stand up. Okay, there we go. If you are a member of the Marks and Associates or the CMP team, stand up. If you're a member of BJC or Washington University, stand up. Just who's not standing and why are they here? Okay, so look around. Look around. Everything you need to be successful is in this room. Every person you need to meet Every connection you need to make is right here in this room right now. Now, the problem most people have will say, well, what happens when I leave this room? Now, all of a sudden, I don't have them in front of me, but you do. Before you sit down, let's give everybody in the room, which is a part of our community, which is really ourselves, a quick round of applause.